Hi, everyone, and welcome back to Living Inspired with Autism. This is the show for parents who are carrying a lot, who love deeply, who are building lives that require courage, and who don't want to just survive their days, but actually feel strong inside of them. And then I also just want to wish you a Merry Christmas. I want to talk about hard days because I hear this all the time. I had such a hard day. Today was just one of those days. I'm exhausted because everything feels so hard. And I want to gently and lovingly, but honestly, challenge that idea today. Not because I don't believe you, not because your life isn't full, not because what you're carrying doesn't matter, but because I think there's something incredibly powerful hiding underneath the way we talk about ourselves and hard days. And if you can see it, it can change how you move through your life. So if you're listening while you're driving or folding laundry or sitting quietly with a cup of tea or coffee, just let this land. No fixing required, no forcing positivity, just be curious. So the core idea I want to offer you today is there is no such thing as a hard day until a mind decides it was hard. A day on its own is just neutral. It unfolds, things happen, people say things, traffic exists, plans change. A day doesn't wake up to you and announce, "Hello, I am going to be a hard day today." The mind does that. And this isn't semantics. This isn't positive thinking fluff. This is about where your power actually lives. Think about it. How do you know if you've had a hard day or a good day or a bad day? Only because your mind tells you a story about it. The same exact day, the same events can be labeled completely differently depending on the story you tell afterwards. And most of us don't realize we're telling a story at all. We think we're just reporting facts. So what makes a day hard? When clients tell me they've had a hard day, I will often ask them, okay, so what actually happened? And then we write down the facts. Not the drama, not the meaning, just the facts. Maybe it was somebody was short with you. Your kiddo forgot something. Plans fell apart. There was a traffic jam. You felt tired or had less energy than normal. Someone was disappointed. These are facts. Now, here's the key question. What thought turned those facts into a hard day? Because it's never the event, it's never the circumstances. It's the meaning, it's the thought about those things. For example, I can't handle this. This shouldn't be happening. I'm failing. This is too much. I'm behind. I shouldn't feel this exhausted. That's where the heaviness comes from, not the day per se. And something I see all of the time is people use the idea of a hard day as evidence that they are weak. And they don't say it out loud, but it sounds like, of course I slept. I had a hard day. Of course I drank that wine. It was a hard day. Of course I didn't show up. Today was just too hard. And suddenly the hard day becomes a justification. Not for rest, not for compassion, but for disconnecting from ourselves. And what I want you to hear today is using hard days as proof that you can't cope actually underestimates you. It shrinks you. It teaches your nervous system that life is something happening to you instead of something that you are capable of navigating. There's this quote that I love, which goes like this: "Don't wish it were easier, wish you were stronger." And I know that can sound harsh if it's misunderstood, so let me reframe it a little bit. Strength does not mean you don't feel tired. Strength does not mean you don't feel any emotion. Strength does not mean you never struggle. Strength means I can feel this and stay connected to myself. I can be challenged and still trust myself. I can handle discomfort without making it mean something has gone wrong. Strong people still cry. I had a moment yesterday. That was me. They still have moments of doubt. They still need rest, but they don't define themselves by the difficulty of the day. Sometimes I ask my clients a simple but grounding question. Were you safe today? Did you have food? Do you have clean water? Do you have a bed? Was anyone actively trying to harm you? Now, this isn't to minimize your experience. It's to restore perspective, because our minds love to catastrophize. They take inconvenience and they turn it into identity. They take discomfort and they turn it into destiny. And suddenly one moment becomes, my life is hard. I can't do this. This is always how it is. And that's not true. That's just a story. There's another belief that quietly floats around that I also just want to talk about. The idea that if this were right, it would feel easy. If I were aligned, it wouldn't be so hard. If it's difficult, I must be on the wrong path. No. Growth is uncomfortable. Expansion stretches you. Becoming more of yourself requires capacity. Nothing meaningful comes without friction. And the people you admire the most, their lives are not easy, no matter how much you think they are. They are just trained. They have learned how to be with discomfort without collapsing into self-doubt. So let's redefine a hard day. Instead of saying, I had a hard day, ask, what did today require of me? What did I navigate? What did I do? What strength did I use today? What if a day that challenged you wasn't a failure, but evidence of your capacity growing? What if the question wasn't, was this day hard or this day was hard, but who did I become today? Because that's the part that actually matters. So I have a little practical exercise, something simple that you can try tonight. If you catch yourself saying, today was hard, as I caught myself yesterday, write down what actually happened, facts only. What you thought about it, how that thought made you feel, what a stronger, truer thought might be. Not a fake one, not a toxic one, just one that gives you your power back. If you're listening to this and realizing how often you turn against yourself on hard days, how quickly you doubt your strength, how much emotional weight you're carrying quietly, this is exactly the work that I do in my VIP one-on-one coaching. I'm not fixing you, I'm not pushing you, but I help you trust yourself again. I help you to regulate your nervous system and to stop living at the mercy of your thoughts and to build emotional strength that actually lasts. You don't need another strategy. You just need support while you become the version of you who can hold more. Now, if that resonates, you can reach out to me directly. All the details are in the show notes, and we can explore whether working together feels like the right next step for you. Now, let's get back to the episode. So I want to leave you with this. A hard day doesn't mean that you're failing. It means that you are living. And living fully requires strength. You don't need to coddle yourself through your life. You don't need to shrink your expectations. You don't need to wait for things to feel easy. You are capable of more than your mind gives you credit for. And every time you stop calling yourself weak for being challenged, you reclaim a piece of your power. So the next time you're tempted to say, "Oh, I had a hard day," try this instead. Today, ask something of me, and I showed up. That's not denial, that's strength. Thank you for being here. Thank you for listening. And thank you for the quiet courage it takes to keep choosing yourself. I'll see you next week.